Hello, my name is Ken Weller, and if there's one thing that gets my blood pumping, it's the sound of a naturally aspirated engine screaming its lungs out. I've been around cars my entire life, from rusty old British Leyland heaps to gleaming German precision machines. But there's one name, one badge, that stands apart from all the others: Lamborghini. It's not just a car manufacturer, it's an event, it's a statement of intent, a two-fingered salute to subtlety and convention. It's the sort of car you buy, not because you need to get somewhere, but because you need to arrive. It's pure, unapologetic theatre on four wheels, and frankly, I adore it. This isn't a story about sensible motoring or miles per gallon. Let's be clear about that from the outset. This is a story about passion, about a monumental feud, and about the creation of some of the most outrageous, most beautiful, and most terrifying machines ever to grace tarmac. To understand Lamborghini, you have to understand that it was born from a fit of pique. It wasn't conceived in a boardroom by men in grey suits poring over spreadsheets. It was born in the heart of a wealthy Italian industrialist who felt he had been insulted, and that right there is the perfect, most gloriously bonkers origin story for a supercar brand. The first time I ever saw a Lamborghini in the flesh, it was a Countach. It was parked on a London street, looking for all the world like a spaceship that had taken a wrong turn at Alpha Centauri. It was low, wide, and impossibly angular. It didn't look like it belonged in our world, and every single person who walked past it stopped and stared, their jaws agape. That's the Lamborghini effect. It doesn't just turn heads, it snaps them. It's a brand that has consistently refused to grow up, to be sensible, or to compromise on its core principle, to be the most extreme car on the road. So pour yourself a stiff drink, settle in, and let's take a journey. We're going to delve into the history of this legendary Italian market. We'll explore the cars that defined generations, from the groundbreaking Miura to the ballistic Aventador. We'll talk about the people who built them, the celebrities who drove them, and the culture that surrounds them. This is the story of Lamborghini, a tale of ambition, rivalry, and raw, unadulterated V12 power. And it all starts not with a sleek sports car, but with a humble tractor. Our story begins in the sun-drenched fields of Emilia-Romagna, with a man named Ferruccio Lamborghini. Now, Ferruccio wasn't some silver spoon aristocrat. He was a self-made man, a brilliant mechanic and entrepreneur. After the Second World War, he saw an opportunity. Italy needed to rebuild, and its agricultural sector needed modernizing. So he started building tractors using surplus military hardware. He was staggeringly good at it. His Lamborghini Trattori became a massive success, and Ferruccio became a very, very wealthy man. He had everything he could possibly want, including a collection of the finest sports cars money could buy. Among his prized possessions was a Ferrari 250 GT, and here is where the legend truly begins. Ferruccio, being a master mechanic, found the clutch on his Ferrari to be, well, a bit rubbish. It was unreliable and needed constant fettling. He took his complaint directly to the man himself, Enzo Ferrari. The story goes that Enzo, a notoriously proud and arrogant character, dismissed him out of hand. The problem is not the car, but the driver. Il Commendatore supposedly sneered before telling the tractor manufacturer to stick to what he knew. This was, to put it mildly, a catastrophic error in judgment on Enzo's part. Ferruccio was incandescent with rage. Insulted and infuriated, he stormed out of Maranello with a newfound purpose. He wasn't just going to fix his clutch, he was going to build his own car, a better car, a Grand Tourer that was more sophisticated, more reliable, and more powerful than anything Ferrari could produce. He vowed to beat Ferrari at his own game. He established his new factory, Automobili Lamborghini, in 1963 in Sant'Agata Bolognese, just a stone's throw from Ferrari's headquarters. The battle lines were drawn. This wasn't business, this was personal. It was a war declared by a tractor builder against the king of motorsport. With a team of brilliant young engineers, including Giotto Bizzarini, who had ironically just left Ferrari, Ferruccio set to work. His brief was simple: create a V12 engine that was superior to Ferrari's and build a car around it that was the pinnacle of luxury and performance. The result, unveiled in a remarkably short time, was the 350 GTV prototype, which quickly evolved into the production 350 GT. It was beautiful, powerful, and technically advanced. It had a quad-cam V12 engine and fully independent suspension. The tractor man had done it. He hadn't just built a car. He had fired the first shot in a rivalry that would define the supercar world for decades to come. The 350 GT was a stunning opening act, but it was what came next that truly cemented Lamborghini's place in history. In 1966, the company unveiled the Miura, and the world went absolutely mad. The Miura wasn't just a car, it was a revolution. It was the first production car to feature a mid-mounted V12 engine, a layout previously reserved for purebred racing machines. Penned by the legendary Marcello Gandini at Bertone, its impossibly beautiful, sensual curves made every other car on the road look instantly old-fashioned. It was the birth of the modern supercar. It was breathtaking, groundbreaking, and utterly, wonderfully irresponsible. Following the Miura was always going to be a challenge, but Lamborghini and Gandini did it again. In 1974, the Countach arrived. If the Miura was a beautiful supermodel, the Countach was a knife-wielding punk rocker. It was all sharp angles, dramatic wings, and those iconic scissor doors that would become a Lamborghini trademark. It looked like it had been designed with a set square by a man who had seen the future. For nearly 2 decades, the Countach was the definitive supercar, the poster that adorned the bedroom wall of every car-mad schoolboy on the planet. It was outrageous, impractical, and an absolute icon of its time. The 1990s brought us the Diablo, a name that perfectly suited its devilish performance. It was the first production Lamborghini to crack the 200 miles per hour barrier, a smoother, more refined beast than the Countach, but still packing a fearsome V12 punch. Then, in the new millennium, under Audi's ownership, came the Murcielago. Named after a legendary fighting bull, it was a technological leap forward, blending Italian passion with German engineering. It was brutally fast, with its all-wheel drive system taming some of the wildness of its predecessors. But it never lost that essential Lamborghini DNA of shock and awe. Alongside the V12 flagships, Lamborghini also developed a line of baby Lambos. This started with the Huracan and Jalpa in the 70s and 80s, but it was the Gallardo, launched in 2003, that became the company's best-selling model ever. It brought the Lamborghini experience to a slightly wider audience, but it was still a proper supercar with a screaming V10 engine. This lineage continued with its successor, the Huracan, another sales sensation that proved Lamborghini could build cars that were not only insane but also incredibly capable. Each model a chapter in a spectacular story of escalating power and audacity. What is it exactly that makes a Lamborghini? It's more than just a powerful engine and a high-price tag. It's an attitude, a philosophy. While Ferrari has always been intrinsically linked to its racing pedigree, Lamborghini's focus has always been on the road. Ferruccio famously had no interest in motorsport. He wanted to build the ultimate road car. This has given the brand a unique freedom. Lamborghini designers and engineers haven't been constrained by racing regulations or the need to translate track technology to the street. Their only brief, it seems, has been to create the most dramatic and exciting car possible. This philosophy is most evident in the design. Lamborghini design language is unapologetically bold. It's a riot of sharp creases, hexagonal shapes, and aggressive fighter jet-inspired lines. You don't mistake a Lamborghini for anything else. From the scissor doors of the V12 models to the vibrant, almost lurid paint colors like Verde Mantis green or Arancio Borealis orange, everything is designed to make a statement. It's a deliberate rejection of understated elegance. A Lamborghini doesn't whisper, it shouts its arrival from a mile away, both visually and audibly. It is vehicular peacocking at its absolute finest. Underneath the wild bodywork lies some serious technology. Lamborghini has been a pioneer, from the Miura's mid-engine layout to the Diablo VT's all-wheel drive system. In recent years, under Audi's guidance, this has accelerated. The use of carbon fiber is extensive, not just for the chassis, but for intricate body panels and interior components, all in the relentless pursuit of lightweight and rigidity. Active aerodynamics, like the ALA system on the Huracan Performante and Aventador SVJ, use clever flaps and channels to manipulate airflow, either for maximum downforce in corners or minimum drag on the straights. It's properly clever stuff, hiding beneath the flamboyant exterior. And then there is the sound. Oh, the sound. In an age of muffled turbochargers and silent electric cars, Lamborghini has defiantly stuck to its naturally aspirated guns for its flagship models. The shriek of a Lamborghini 512 or V10 at full chat is one of the greatest noises in the automotive world. It's a primal mechanical symphony that connects the driver directly to the heart of the machine. It's a sound that raises the hairs on your arms and sends a shiver down your spine. This combination of extreme design, cutting-edge tech, and an awe-inspiring soundtrack is the soul of Lamborghini. It's what makes them so utterly intoxicating. A car designed to be the center of attention will inevitably attract people who enjoy being the center of attention. From the moment the Miura first stunned the world, Lamborghini has been the car of choice for the rich and famous. It's a rolling status symbol, a clear and unambiguous signal that you have well and truly made it. One of the earliest and most famous Lamborghini devotees was the legendary singer Frank Sinatra. Upon the release of the Miura, he supposedly declared, "You buy a Ferrari when you want to be someone, you buy a Lamborghini when you are someone." That single quote perfectly captured the brand's rebellious, anti-establishment cool. The list of celebrity owners is as long and star-studded as a Hollywood red carpet. Rod Stewart famously owned a string of Miuras and Countachs, often in colors as loud as his stage outfits. Miles Davis, the epitome of cool, had a lime green Miura. In the world of boxing, Mike Tyson has owned several Lamborghinis, a fitting choice for a man whose power and aggression were legendary. The cars seem to appeal to those who have reached the top of their field through sheer force of will and talent, individuals who aren't afraid to be flamboyant and show off the fruits of their success. This trend has continued unabated into the modern era. You can't scroll through social media for long without seeing a celebrity, musician, or athlete posing next to their latest Aventador or Urus. Hip-hop culture in particular has embraced the brand. Artists like Kanye West, Jay-Z, and Cardi B have all owned and famously rapped about their Lambos, cementing the car's image as the ultimate symbol of wealth and success in the 21st century. The cars frequently feature in music videos, becoming a visual shorthand for a life of extravagant luxury and power. It's not just about showing off, though. For many, there's a genuine appreciation for the engineering and artistry. Comedian and renowned car collector Jay Leno has a stunning Miura in his garage and speaks with genuine passion about its historical significance and beauty. Even the fictional billionaire Bruce Wayne has often been depicted driving a Murcielago or an Aventador in the Batman films, a perfect choice for his playboy persona. The car is more than just transport. It's a prop, a character in itself, embodying the power and mystique of its owner, whether real or fictional. The history of Lamborghini hasn't all been screaming V12s and celebrity parties. The company has had a turbulent financial past, changing hands multiple times. It was owned by Chrysler for a while in the late 80s and early 90s, and then by an Indonesian group. This period was marked by uncertainty and a struggle to find the resources to develop new models. The passion was always there in Sant'Agata, but the financial stability was often lacking. The company was a wild bull, powerful and magnificent, but untamed and unpredictable. It needed a steady hand to guide its immense potential. That steady hand arrived in 1998 in the form of the Volkswagen Group, specifically its premium brand, Audi. Many purists were horrified. The idea of a passionate, chaotic Italian supercar maker being taken over by meticulous, sensible Germans seemed like a recipe for disaster. They feared the soul of Lamborghini would be sterilized, its wild edges smoothed off, and its cars would become little more than rebodied Audis. The raging bull, they worried, was about to be put in a very neat and orderly German cage, its spirit crushed by efficiency and process. However, what actually happened was arguably the best thing in the company's history. Audi understood a simple truth. You don't buy a Lamborghini for its reliability or its sensible ergonomics. You buy it for the drama. So they did something brilliant. They provided the investment, the technology, the quality control, and the world-class manufacturing processes, but they let the Italians handle the magic. They poured money into a new factory, modernized the production line, and gave the engineers the tools they needed to let their imaginations run wild, but within a framework of German quality. The result is the Lamborghini of today, a company that is more successful and stable than ever before. The cars are still utterly bonkers to look at and drive, but the electrics now work, the panels fit perfectly, and they start every single time. The Murcielago and Gallardo were the first fruits of this partnership, blending Italian flair with a newfound level of quality and usability. The company culture today is a fascinating mix of Italian passion and German precision. The heart of the company still beats in Sant'Agata, but it's supported by the strong, reliable backbone of one of the world's largest automotive groups. So what does Lamborghini represent in 2025? In a world that is becoming increasingly sanitized, electrified and automated, Lamborghini stands as a glorious, defiant monument to excess. It remains a symbol of raw, untamed power and unapologetic ambition. A Lamborghini doesn't care about saving the planet or being discreet. It is an automotive peacock designed to be seen, to be heard and to be desired. It's a dream machine, an object that transcends its function as a mode of transport to become a piece of mobile art, a status symbol and an adrenaline shot all rolled into one. The brand's identity is inextricably linked to the raging bull emblem. Ferruccio Lamborghini was a Taurus, and he had a fascination with Spanish bullfighting. This is why so many of the cars are named after famous fighting bulls or breeds. Miura, Diablo, Murcielago, Aventador. It's a perfect metaphor. The cars are like the bulls, powerful, aggressive, beautiful in a brutal way and not to be trifled with. They command respect and a certain amount of courage from the person who dares to take the wheel. Driving a Lamborghini is not a passive experience. It's a visceral, demanding, and ultimately hugely rewarding event. Even as the company adapts to the modern world with models like the Urus SUV, a commercial necessity that has been a roaring success, it has managed to inject that core Lamborghini DNA into it. The Urus looks like nothing else on the road and goes like a stabbed rat, proving that even a practical family car can be given the raging bull treatment. And as we stand on the cusp of an electric future, Lamborghini is tackling it in its own way with hybrids like the Revuelto, which still places a gargantuan, naturally aspirated V12 at the heart of the experience. They know their magic ingredient. For me, Ken Weller, that's the whole point. Lamborghini has never followed the crowd. It was born from a refusal to accept the status quo, and it has carried that rebellious spirit through every car it has ever built. It's a brand for dreamers, for rebels, for those who find beauty in raw power and outrageous design. The story of the tractor man who challenged a king is as compelling today as it was 60 years ago. It's a reminder that sometimes the most incredible things are born from a simple refusal to be told what to do. And that, I think, is a story worth telling. If you've enjoyed this look into the world of the raging bull, do me a favor. Give this a like and maybe even subscribe. There are plenty more stories to tell from the wild world of motoring, and I'd be delighted to have you along for the ride. Cheers.